Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, it is the one and only greatness, and I am destined for greatness. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to back today on these videos. So, in today's video, we're going to be doing a 2025 scalping strategy video. We're going to hop on the computer, we're going to get that done. Please go on Amazon and check my book out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm dropping these videos. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comment down below. I am excited. I'm ready to continue making videos, so I need some more inspiration. Hopefully, I can get back in the algorithm the way that I know I can. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to hop on that desktop right now. Get the book. If you don't know, check it out. Great trader. I go in depth on all things trading. Get the book on Amazon. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. So ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the desktop and we are going to get into everything. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, the website that I am using is TradingView. It is a free website. Anybody can use it. Just go to tradingview.com and set you up an account. So without further ado, we're going to get into the 2025 scalping strategy. If you do not know what scalping is, it is entering in on a low time frame. You are entering on the 5-minute time frame, or you are entering on the 1-minute time frame. So that is exactly what scalping is. However, you have to trade scalping differently because of the way that the market works. So to give you a great example, on the 5-minute chart, if we take a move like this and we take the top to the bottom, this move was only 23 points. So just a drop down on the 5-minute time frame was 23 points. So let's just round that to 20, and let's just say you put $10 in, that's 200. Let's go to the 4-hourly time frame now, and now we're going to we'll take the same type of drop. If we go from the top to the bottom, this is 426 points. And that is the biggest difference between scalping and day trading. If you have more time to look at the market and just, have more time to just look consistently at the market, you can catch these little moves. So instead of catching 100 points, you can catch 10 points 10 times in an hour versus waiting 4 hours to catch 100 points. That is kind of why people scalp. So, and that's scalping. To teach you this scalping strategy, the first thing that I always do is start on the 4-hourly time frame to get a judge of where the trend is going. So I see the support here, and once I see the support, I can look to the left. I do see this resistance here, and we have another resistance here. Always look to the left. So this is what we're working with. Okay, if we're doing short term, obviously this is our most recent high. So this was a support line, a support price. It had a big bearish candle on a 4-hourly time frame, and it did not matter. It just went straight up. So this is strong support here. If we look to the left, same thing. The market went up and just shot down. So this is strong resistance here. And if you look here, this is strong resistance here. So these are all zones that you want to keep in your head that the market may go to. This is how you can change a scalp into a swing. After the 4-hour zones, we go to the 1-hourly. I can clearly see that the market is going up, but based upon this, we are still in a downtrend until we break this. So now we're on the hourly, and now we can make some sense of things. So we are currently, price was above the EMA. This is the 20 exponential moving average. I have a video on that. I will put it up somewhere here. If you want a updated 2025 version, comment down below. So we're on the hourly time frame. Price is current. This is all in the past. So we had a lot of slow move up, big drop. This is where the support happened, and we have been going up. We had a retest, continued up, retest, continued up. So now we are currently here. So as a scalper, I understand that this is resistance. Price tried to come up here and break, and we had resistance. So I am not just going long. I am considering both sides. I always allow the market to tell me what it is doing. And based upon this big old rejection here and these two bearish candles, the market tells me right now that it wants to continue going down. The market is telling me this. I am not trying to force anything. That is the biggest thing in being a professional, profitable trader, is understanding the market and not trying to force things. We have support here. Price did rally up, but right now in this current moment, we have this resistance. And not only do we have this resistance, we have two bear candles closing. We had a candle close below the EMA, and we had follow through on the hourly time frame. So now I will go to the 15-minute, and it is lining up exactly how we want. So this was the hourly resistance. If you look now on here, we have a 15-minute resistance. Okay, so if we were to take a short, which I am, I would use this as my stop loss, or you can use this. So price had a big bear breakout to the bottom. This was a whole bunch of support. We're hitting the support zone here. So now that we are below the EMA, you want a retest of this EMA. You would not enter in now. If you did enter in now, your stop loss would be 40 points. So this is the power of scalping. So your stop loss will be 40 points. Okay, we don't want that. We want to retest. We're on the 15-minute chart still. You could still enter in on the 15-minute and it can still be considered scalping. However, the 5-minute and the 1-minute, and you can even go lower than that, are where the true scalpers are. So if you look on the 15-minute, you see how this is just a big bear candle down, a big bear breakout down. But these wicks are price action on a lower time frame. So when you see these wicks on a lower time frame, it is actual movement. So on the 15-minute, you just see a bear breakout, but on the 5-minute, you see a small pullback. So this is just the power of the 5-minute, and the more that you go down, the more information that you can see. That is another positive about this. Okay, so we have a bear breakout. We had a retest of the EMA. So this would have been a great entry. If you would have seen this big bear breakout, a retest, and you seen this, you would enter in here, and your stop loss would have been here. So I would enter in here, stop loss right above the most recent high, and you would have got that. Okay, so now that we're looking at the current market, breakout, pullback, breakout, we should get another leg. Okay, so I am going to want a retest. I'm going to want exactly what to happen here to happen here. So I see all of these green candles going up. This is good for a seller because I see that the bulls are trying to rally. If I see two bear candles like this, I'm going to enter. So obviously I can't forecast the market. I am just going to enter in on here. If you were to do a limit order, your stop loss could either be here, 18-point stop loss, or you can make your stop loss, you can make your stop loss here. Because this is also the most recent high, you can do it just a little bit above here. So you can either take this high or you can take this high. And obviously we always go 1 to 2. Sometimes with a scalp, 1 to 1 is not bad at all. So you would either do something just like this. Easy trade. You would take that all day, every day. We can do another example, and we're going to wrap up the video. But this is all scalping is. I don't trade indicators. I only trade EMA and Fibonacci. So if you want videos on these, comment down below. This is all that I do. I'm allowing the market to talk to me. I know a lot of people tell you to have all these indicators. This is how I trade. Okay, so that was a sell, and we can play it for the buy. It doesn't matter. The market, you can use the market both ways. So if we were going to look for a buy, we have resistance up here. So if we were looking to buy, we would target up here or up here. Okay, in order to buy, once again, I am not trying to force a trade. The trade is telling me sell. But if you were a buyer and you wanted to look both ways, the only way that you can is if you wait for the break of this EMA. So you would need green candles to go above this EMA, a bear candle to try to close below, and a bull candle to close above, and you would enter in. So if you wanted to go long, it would look something like this. Stop loss would be below the most recent lows, and you would, I mean, you can target here, you can target here, you can target here, and that's where the scalp can turn into a swing. A scalp trade would be here. You can take 50% here, but because you know that this is big resistance, you can trade it up to here. And then you know that on the higher time frame from earlier in the video that we have an even bigger resistance here, and you can turn this into a swing with a 13-point stop loss. So I think we are going to wrap it up here. I'm just trying to get videos out. I am doing a face cam today. We're going to see how this plays out, how this works. Let me know if y'all like it, if you want me to keep it. But man, it feels great to be back. And like always, you are greatness. This is greatness. And I am destined for greatness. Peace.